Hi everybody, I'm Bill Whittle. We're here at CPAC 2010 for PJTV, and I am here with a remarkable lady, the kind of person who is a genuine inspiration to me and should be for all Americans. Wafa Sultan is here, and Wafa, I was at CPAC last year, and I had a chance to speak to Geert Wilders, who also has been an outspoken critic of Islam, and we had to meet him in a hotel room. He had men outside with machine guns. He's on constant threat of his life. You grew up as a young girl in Syria.
Yes.
Endured an awful lot there, but I was wondering if you could tell us a little bit about what growing up, first of all, under Islam is like for young women.
I was born and raised as a Muslim, and I suffered living under Islamic Sharia for 30 years of my life. Women under Islamic Sharia have no rights.
Tell us about a specific of what might happen in a typical day.
We are brainwashed to believe that we are not mentally fit to control our lives. So any male in our environment have the right to control my life more than I do.
Can you give me a specific example of what you might have gone through?
I was a medical doctor and I practiced medicine for 9 years in my country. My brother has never graduated from high school. If I have to leave the house, I need his permission.
It's outrageous.
Yes, it is outrageous. It is outrageous. And I wasn't myself. I was just dead fish driven by the current.
And this is true for hundreds of millions of women across the world.
For every woman in any Islamic country, this is how life looks under Islamic Sharia.
And you can't escape it, can you?
If a woman was raped, she has to bring 4 witnesses in order to prove her case.
4 witnesses to a rape?
4 witnesses.
Who are going to testify on her behalf.
Otherwise, she will be stoned to death.
You came to the United States.
Yes.
As do so many thousands of people every year, looking for freedom, looking to escape this kind of repression. But this religion has followed you here, hasn't it? You're not able to live a life of freedom and ease.
This is the problem, and that's why I am risking my life. Because if we lost America, where else I can immigrate?
We are seeing signs in America now, the same signs that we saw in Europe 20, 30, 40 years ago, that Sharia law is very slowly, in what seems like reasonable sort of small cases, is starting to be established in the United States. You, more than anybody, understands the consequences of this. What are we really heading for if we allow this to continue?
Muslims believe they don't have to be the majority in order to take over. They need to be maximum 10% of the population in order for them to take over. This is their mission. We were taught at very little age that our mission on earth is to spread Islam, to fight for the sake of Allah, to kill or to be killed in this fight. So they are here. I was very much involved with my Muslim community for the 5, 6, 7 first year of my life in America, and I heard it million times that they were here to spread Islam and eventually to replace the American Constitution with Islamic Sharia. And you need to understand your concept of time, because it's totally different than yours.
You're looking at centuries, millennia.
They are very well trained to be patient with time. If not today, tomorrow. If not tomorrow, after 200 years, we will achieve our goal, which is to submit the whole world to Islam.
There's something I'd really like for you to help clear us up on. Americans are very tolerant people, by and large. It's generally pretty accepting people. Many people, such as CARE, will say that that Islam is just a religion of peace, and we simply want the right to worship just as everybody else in the country does. We're not looking for any special rights. But you say that this idea that Islam is misunderstood is a lie. That Islam is not...
As a well-known writer in the Arab world, unfortunately, I can tell you, it is much easier for me to make my point through the Arab world than to penetrate the American mind here with my ideas and thoughts. You know, because I can understand why Americans are raised to live by the ethical American code, which doesn't allow him to judge people based on their religious background. But Americans need to know that Islam is not a religion. Islam is a very political, very dangerous political ideology.
That's right.
You cannot be a true American and a true Muslim at the same time. There is no way.
I believe that's true.
There is no way you can connect the both.
Some laws somewhere or another have to be disregarded.
Cannot, you cannot
They're
be
antithetical.
true American. There is no Muslim American. There is Muslim who live in America or Americans who are from Muslim background. Totally different, two different things.
Well, you've lived in America for quite a while now, and you've seen a great deal of American society and how varied it is and so many different belief systems and so on. But you're here now at CPAC, surrounded by conservatives, many young conservatives. Are you hopeful about what you see here at CPAC? Are you?
Of course I am. I have to have hope in order for me to keep going.
What is it about CPAC that gives you hope?
You know, I see the younger generation because our future depends on younger generation.
And do you think that the young people that you see here at CPAC, do you think they have some awareness of this
yes,
threat?
I believe soon they will get involved and choose the right leaders to do what it needs for this country to be protected against Islamic evil.
Let's talk, speaking of that, let's talk very briefly about CARE, the Council of American Islamic Relations. They've said that your presence here is hate-mongering, that you're a hateful person, that CPAC is tainted basically by the presence of having you here. But you're simply coming and saying, this is what Islam is, this is what Islamic tenet is, this is what they believe. How do you respond to those charges?
In order for them to know what hate means, they need to listen to the preaching machine in any mosque, in any Islamic city, in any Islamic country on Fridays.
Well, tell us. Americans don't get to listen to those messages. Just tell us what you might hear.
You can go and randomly choose any Islamic city throughout the Islamic world. Go inside any mosque on a Friday and listen to the imam of that mosque and how much hate he injects the young generation against the West.
Death to America. America must be destroyed. The Jews must be destroyed.
The non-Muslims.
All of them.
All of them. So every time you kill 100 terrorists, this preaching machine creating thousands, if not millions, terrorists. So that's why I always say this war is mostly ideological war. If you don't fight the ideology, you will never be able to protect this country.
I'd like to ask you a personal question. You grew up under the system. You grew up under it, you dealt with it, you were brutalized by it, you've tried to escape it. How does it feel to come to America and have liberals who haven't the faintest idea of what goes on over there tell you, no, you're wrong. This is what Islam is, you see? How does that feel? That must drive you out of your mind.
Nobody can argue with me. It is my life. It is my past. It is my
You lived it. You were there.
And that's why I'm risking my life now. I'm paying a very high price for my decision to speak up against the cruelty of Islamic Sharia and the evil of Islam. I receive death threats on daily basis, telling me where I live, where my children live.
These are Muslims who are not only allowed to kill you, they're commanded to kill you.
Absolutely, their mission.
They're required by their religion to kill you.
For the sake of their Allah, they have to kill
Here
me.
in the United States.
I don't feel safe here in the United. This is the sad part of it.
Well, you're a very brave woman.
Anyway, I am enjoying my life because it is a life of my choice. I wasn't myself for 30 years of my life. I was under somebody else's controls.
You'd rather be a free woman under a death sentence than a piece of property, simply.
Let me live one day as a free woman and then die. Who cares? I tested the freedom. But unfortunately, as you said, most Americans take it for granted and they don't know what it means to be free. For the last 14 years of my life, I haven't missed one day. Every single day, I leave my house at 7 o'clock in the morning with my husband to Starbucks.
You're not going to let them beat you, are you?
I have a cup of coffee. I look up. If there is God or not, I really don't know. I thank whoever there for giving me the freedom to enjoy this moment.
Oh, this country needs more people like you, Wafa.
Just walking down the street without being called a whore is a blessing for me. Just being able to chat with my next door male neighbor without being accused I spent the night with him is a blessing for me. So I know what it means to be living in America.
Well, I'm awfully proud to have you as a fellow American citizen, and I'm proud and grateful for you taking this risk to remind all of us what we all take for granted.
Yes, we have to protect this country. Where else I can go if Islam takes over America?
We'll beat them. You watch.
Absolutely we will. Absolutely. I have no doubt that we will win.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much.
Wafa Sultan's book is called A God Who Hates. This is a remarkable person. You need to support her fight for freedom here in America. For PJTV, I'm Bill Whittle at CPAC 2010.